Time for our Sunday specials. Locals of Ziki and Kimankpa communities of Basa, local government area of Plateau, are calling on the state government and the federal to bring an end to the mindless killings in their communities. The community was razed on the 13th of May, leaving scores dead and dozens of houses burnt. And TVC News senior reporter Godwin Agwam visited the affected communities and now reports.
An uneasy calm in Kimankpa and Ziki communities of Basa local government in Plateau State as TVC News embark on this scary but important fact-finding mission. The communities were attacked by gunmen suspected to be herdsmen in the wake of the midnight of the 13th of April. The attack led to the death of 52 locals, including women and children, and burning of houses. The traces of the attack are visibly seen on the faces of locals as they look suspicious of any strange face or movement in the community. An agrarian community surrounded by mountains and a good vegetation, but Kimankpa and Ziki communities are under siege by the attackers.
Sun zo ran ladi sai sun shiga mana kauye, sun shiga dakuna, sun kashe mana mutane sosai. Da sun zo sun yawa ne, ban sai yawan su ba, don sun yawa sosai. Sun kashe mana mutane kuma sun kone mana kayaki sosai.
Bala John is currently mourning the loss of his younger brother, who was burned to death with 3 children in their home by the attackers, while 3 others are receiving treatment in the hospital.
Amin shi a daki ne, sai sun sa mishi wuta ne ya kone su a cikin daki, duk da yaran shi guda 3. To da mamamu da matan shi da wani ɗan yaro din su din suna asibiti.
Justina Danlame is a pregnant mother of 4 whose husband was killed and part of their home burnt by the invaders. She's perplexed about what the future holds for her 4 children, and the unborn baby in her womb.
Lokaci muna kwance irin su karfe 12 domin shi na je yawo da mun je wuri wasa na zo na same shi yana kwance a waje. To da ina kwance sai ya tashi ni wajen kwanta a daki. Da muna kwance a daki sai ya kaji karan bindiga sai ya zo ya tashi ni. Wani tashi da yara wai ga Fulani na wasu shigo gari. To da mun tashi mun gudu kenan. Da safi da zamu dawo ban sani wayan kashe shi ba. Da yana shiga gida kenan sai na juya bayan kitchen sai na ga kafa mutum na ce wani an zo kashe shi a bayan kitchen da zan juya kenan sai na sami shi ne yana kwance.
Baby, how are you? Sorry. She's appealing for assistance from the government to help fend for her children's needs and fees.
Don da za su taimake ta wurin makarantar yara da abincin da suturan jiki duka. Za su yi su tamaka.
The story is the same for Jumai Moses, whose married son was not spared in the attack. The 50-year-old woman is now left to cater for the family left behind by her son.
To na ji haushi a zuciya ai. To ba yaro na kuma wa zo rike ni. Ba wanda zo rike ni, na gan shi ne zai bani abinci in ci ai. To yanzu ba shi. To ga yaya to ga ba wanda zo mana ba wanda zo jejeje yake kuma ya samu abinci mu ci kuma. To ga ya bar mana guda 6. To shine nake gan shi, to yanzu ba shi kuma. To na ce wanda su wani abun Allah ya isa da su.
Matthew Kure is the pastor of Katsina Baptist Church, Ziki, who lost 11 of his members to the attack. For him, the setting of the sun each day is horrific and like a nightmare to members of the community as they are scared of another attack.
Every night is so horrific to us because of what our wives, children are facing. They are traumatized already. To even sleep in the village has become issue to them. They are running the nearest village because of what happened. We are afraid that they might come back and still attack us again. That is why some of our relatives find it difficult to spend a night in the village.
With the aid of security men, we headed on foot for the graveyard where the slain community members were given a mass burial. It was a pathetic sight to behold. This is the final resting abode of the victims of the April 13th midnight attack in Zike and Kimakta community of Basa local government area of Plateau State. The victims have followed the path of others who have died in the recurring crisis in Plateau State. But locals of the community are asking, when will this carnage end and when will justice be served? Gagishipi is the acting coordinator of Operation Rainbow in Plateau State. He speaks of the possible reasons for the recurring killings on the plateau, especially in Bokos and Basa local governments.
So for now, what we're experiencing now is just banditry, bandits come in, kill people, you know, and the scale at which they kill is why you see we are even beginning to term it as a genocide. Because when you come in one night and you kill 50-something people, that's a very serious number. And all of that, as far as we're concerned, is because of land grabbing. If you look at the local governments involved, they're the local governments in Plateau that have the most fertile land, and they contain the most diverse and rich mineral resources. If you look at that, you notice why they want those places by all means, and why they must frighten people from their ancestral homeland so that they can take over those places.
The coordinator says the Plateau State government is putting measures in place to forestall any further attacks in the state.
Physical security, where we are getting our security agencies to, reassess the situation and redeploy accordingly to fit the current disposition of the threat, that has been analyzed. We have made very passionate pleas. You are aware that my governor has traveled, he's seen Mr. President, he has talked to the various military chiefs, he has talked to the heads of almost all the security agencies with the aim of trying to get more assets coming to Plateau to provide that fiscal security as needed. And then, of course, in terms of engagements within our people, we are doing a lot to let people know that, whatever it is, when we're talking of somebody inviting people from outside, why will he do that?
The plight of the people on the plateau is loud and clear. One can only hope that the directive of President Bola Tinubu to service chiefs to collaborate with the governor will bring respite to the people. Godwin Agwam, TVC News, Jos.
And now the Nigerian Defense Headquarters has launched a diplomatic campaign in Batsari, Katsina State as part of a non-kinetic approach to improving security and promoting peace. And despite recent bandit attacks in villages, local leaders and residents acknowledge significant improvements in the past year. C4 Nesian reports.
This university hall in Batsari is bustling with activity before a presentation by the Defense Headquarters. The forum convened by the Chief of Defense Staff is part of a larger non-kinetic effort to curb banditry and promote peace in Katsina State.
We know you have suffered. We know you have been through fear, loss, and pain because of this banditry and kidnappings. But today, we are here with a message of hope and not fear. We are here to say you are not forgotten. We are also here to recognize those who initially or once chose the wrong path, but have now returned to the community to seek peace.
It's the first of its kind for residents of Batsari. The military authorities have instituted these community engagements in the quest to foster peace.
To get rocket gun.
Churchill Ihejimba is from Imo State but has lived in Batsari for more than 40 years. He narrates how he has escaped death by the whiskers during bandit attacks.
I can count without number. I do not sleep. I sleep inside gutter. With my age. I sleep inside gutter because people giving them no more. This person living here, this no. In my street that time, I think 2 of my neighbors was shot. So when they come out, I said I just from my toilet jump outside from my side, nowhere. Anybody see the gun, they will thought that maybe it's mad, maybe. So that's how I secured.
The leader of the Igbo community in Batsari is attending the event at the Trans-Sahara Skills University Hall because he believes lasting peace is possible.
Yeah, I love interaction, but with this now, they can know the mind of the people, they put it into action, and also you have get the view, and you have go target, you know that area, what they are passing to, you know how to tackle the matter.
Batsari is among the frontline local government areas affected by banditry. Others are Jibia, Safana, Kankara, Faskari, Dandume, Sabua, and Kalfur. Others affected include Danmusa, Kaita, Malumfashi, Kurfi, and Bakuri. But the local leaders and residents of Batsari have noted significant improvement in security in the past year.
In terms of security, we see there's much development because, as I told you, that in the last 6 months, the last time I heard about bandits entering my domain is about 2 or 3 months ago, since before the fasting of Ramadan. So I think there's a lot of improvement in security in my area and the local government as a whole.
Yeah, there's improvement. Yeah, since 6 months ago now, 6 months, there's a changing.
We are building a peace process. I left the area for some time because of the security issue. We are now rebuilding, following an ongoing dialogue.
In Dusima, 69 kilometers from Batsari, it's a similar action as the military engages community leaders to build resilience. Abdul Bawa, a retired civil servant, insists that to tackle banditry and kidnapping, the issue of informants must first be tackled.
They are looking for them. Because if there is no informer, this thing will stop automatically. But when there is the informer, this thing will continue. It will not end forever.
To all the community members, men, women, youth, elders, this fight for peace is not just for the military. It is a fight we must all join together. Report suspicious activities, protect one another, guide your youths, and continue to support security efforts. We must remember, peace does not grow in silence, it grows in unity.
Military authorities are now vigorously pursuing community participation in addressing the security challenges in the quest for lasting peace. Sifon Asian, TVC News, Katsina.
Right, our correspondent Sifon joins me now live. Very quickly, Sifon, because of time, tell us how the community members are coping with this new mechanism, and if at all this has been very significant in terms of the security situation in that region.
Apparently, there's long been waiting. You know, the residents have actually been looking for something like this, whereby a peace-building mechanism could be fostered in their community. They are tired of wanton killing and attacks on their communities, and kinetic efforts, talking about the use of brute force by security forces, have achieved some successes. However, lasting peace would have to be a mix of both kinetic and non-kinetic. And here we have it, a community engagement, the Chief of Defense Staff initiating this engagement, you know, to foster peace between the local communities and, you know, you would call them the assailants on the other hand. Let me also remind you that in recent months, a number of the assailants, talking about bandits, have been giving up arms and embracing peace. That the authorities, both the state governments, the local government, the military authorities, are encouraging, you know, for more of the bandits, as it were, to embrace peace, you know, a truce to the communities where it acts earlier. And that's, this is what we're seeing out in that report as part of a larger non-kinetic approach by the Nigerian authorities.
All right, and that's where we have to leave it for now. Thank you so much, our correspondent, live for us from Katsina, Sifonesian. Thanks a lot for the updates there. And that's where we wrap tonight's edition of the News at 10, which also featured our Sunday specials. Well, let's keep the conversations going on our various digital platforms, Facebook, Instagram, and on X at TVC News NG. On YouTube, we're also live at TVC News Nigeria. Many thanks for watching, and on behalf of the team, have a beautiful night rest. I'm Esther Makwariola. Bye for now.